Sorry about that. Okay, so I need to extend this one just a tiny bit as well. So this is what I was saying about trying to be careful that we have enough space before we even start, because it's a bit of a mess if you don't. Okay, so I think I have enough space now. Right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, and these are my, oh, sorry, I forgot to put the numbers in. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. And these are term values. Yeah? So I'm just drawing the graph of the sequence I was given. I'm not doing the additional bits because that's part C. Okay, so I'll add the additional bits in a minute, but it will drive you mental if you've drawn a graph and there's no space to extend it. So I suppose just be aware that part C does ask you to extend your graph. Okay. Okay, so term 1 was what? 5. I've no 5 on the graph, so I have to find it in between, halfway between 4 and 6. So halfway between 4 and 6 there is 5. Number 2, oh my god, they're all odd, how annoying. Number 2 is 9, so 9 is going to be halfway between 8 and 10. So that's about there. Number 3 is 13, so 13 is going to be between 12 and 14. There. 4 is 17. That's going to be between 16 and 18. So that goes there. And then 5 is your 21, which is halfway between 20 and 22. So there it is there. Okay, so there's my graph. Draw a graph of the sequence. I have done that. Now, part A. What is the start term of the graph? Of the sequence. So the start term is the starting term, and the starting term is 5. Yeah, that's what it starts with, 5, 9, 13. So the starting term is 5. Part B then is the first or common difference. So, are we stuck again? Oh no, okay. It's working, it's just slow. So the first or common difference is how much it's going up by each time. And each time it's gone up by 4. Sorry, it will catch up. It's been very glitchy today for all my live lessons as well. I don't know, maybe my internet's bad today. So the first or common difference is how much it's going up by each time, which in this case is 4. Okay, now the third one is the one I was trying to prepare for there. So plot and label the next 3 terms. Okay, so I need to extend my axis at the bottom, my x-axis, to include 6, 7, yeah, and 8. Okay, and likewise up here I have to go up to 33. I think I have enough room. So 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. Alright, so I'll add in the additional. So the 6th one is 25. That's in between 24 and 26 there. 25. The 7th one is 29. So that's there, in between 28 and 30. And the 8th one is 33. So 33 is here, which is halfway between 32 and 34. Okay, I think now that I have all the dots done, I'm going to put in my line. Looks like a line. Yep, there you go. The straight line joining all the dots. Okay, and then so this bit up here was part C. Okay, and we're going to do part D. So part D, like I said, asks you for the general term. So as soon as you see general term, the very first thing you do is you write down your TN formula, which I have done. It's on its way. Nearly there. There it is. Okay. Okay, so like we always do, the start term goes in for A, and the common difference goes in for D. Everything else stays the same, so Tn equals 5 plus n minus 1 times 4. You're going to multiply the 4 by the n and by the minus 1. The rest of this is not part of that multiplication, so we just write it down. So Tn, oh my god, Tn equals 5 plus is not part of it, so we just write that down. Now, next thing we're doing is the 4 multiplied by the n. 4 multiplied by n is 4n. Yeah? Next thing we're going to do is the 4 multiplied by the minus 1. 4 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 4. Okay, and the last thing then is to add or subtract your families. So 4n is the only n there, so we just write it down because there's nothing to add it with. But these two, that sum can be done. So using your calculator, you can do 5 minus 4. And when you do that, your calculator will say 1. And then we have to remember that a 1 like that is a plus 1. So it's plus 1. And that's it. Okay, so I'm combining the stuff that we were doing last week with the graphs that we are doing this week. All right? So your homework, I've actually made it a little bit easier. Where is it? So for homework, I've given you the graph. Okay? You don't have to draw the graph. So basically you're skipping the first part of my example where we drew the graph. You don't have to draw it. You do have to answer these questions. You have to find the start term. You have to find the first or common difference. You have to plot and label the next 3 terms, and they've left space. You can see the space up here at the top of the graph, and you have to find the general term. Okay? So very, very similar to my example, except that I'm not expecting you to draw the graph. Okay? And that's due for Thursday for Cluxton and Taylor, and Friday for McGrath. All right. Thanks, guys.